What's going on, guys? Jeremy Potvin, IFBB Men's Physique Pro, Team Darcsport, and Team HD Muscle Athlete. Today we are about to go crush some shoulders, so I wanted to share a little bit of my pre-workout routine as well as my intra-workout routine. I already had my meal, which consisted of 6 ounces of turkey and 200 grams of jasmine rice. For the workout, what we'll be doing is taking my Pre-HD Ultra, 2 scoops by HD Muscle. It is the perfect combination of stim and pump, in my opinion. One of the beautiful things, 8 grams of citrulline. Getting your dose of caffeine, nothing too crazy. And that'll be my pre-workout. For intra-workout, I take my Intra HD. This is my EAAs, my essential amino acids. So it's going to help with, just kind of help to build that muscle tissue that you want. So you're not going catabolic or anything of that sort, and you're actually promoting tissue growth. So I mix that and sip on it during my workout. And for a little extra oomph with my intra workout, I like to add pink Himalaya sea salt, and I add a pretty decent amount to it. There we go. Sounds a little crazy. I love my salt though. So I always drink my pre-workout about 30 minutes before a workout. We'll be hitting the gym around 2:10. So I'll start drinking this or chug it down at about 10 minutes, guys. And I said this one, sip throughout my workout. If I don't finish it all, I finish it all right after my workout. Off to go hit some shoulders, guys. Stay tuned. Got together. There it is.
Alright, so what is the approach to training shoulders today?
The approach to training shoulders is usually like to start with my weakest part of my shoulders, which is my rear delt. So always start off with rear delts. Then I usually end up going into a lateral movement because, again, you always want to train the lateral head, you want to train everything. Then I go into a pressing movement, and I'll usually do a couple rounds of that. So I'll do rear delt, medial, and press, so it's going to hit a lot of your anterior, and then pick another group of exercises to target the same thing in the same order. Rep range always changes. It's never the same, it's never consistent, but we do typically like to say in that 8 to 12 rep range for hypertrophy. Let's see, intensity is always high. The number of sets varies too. We do a lot of ramp-up sets, so we might hit 3 to 5 ramp-up sets before we actually get to the working sets, and we'll end up doing anywhere from 2 to 4 working sets, and then maybe even a burnout afterwards. So we are really beating the muscle and breaking the muscle down, and really just priming it for your recovery and your intra. So your rest and recovery is where you actually grow. Nothing fancy to it, just, again, as long as you have that intensity and a good approach and a good plan, no reason why your workouts shouldn't be providing you the results that you want. So as long as you're coupling that with proper nutrition and supplementation, you should be golden. So the first move we're hitting is the reverse pec deck fly. Again, the target is rear delt. So I like to start off with this. I like to start off with rear delt movement because this really helps me get the feel down versus just going through the motion. Very important aspect of training me is feel. If I can't feel it, I'm not going to feel it really. So start off with these. Again, probably do about 5 or so ramp-up sets. Kind of get the blood in there. Warm up properly before we get into our working sets. finished warming up, worked our way down the stack until we found a weight that's pretty challenging. So now we'll hit our working sets, up at a couple more plates. For the purpose with rear delts, you don't have to go extremely heavy on them, but you want to make sure you're pulling with that rear delt versus incorporating other muscles. So.
Alright, so that was a little bit too easy. Come on, we're going up.
Always gotta go up.
Yeah. Blue stack. You're working today. We're working.
Alright, so we finished our heavy working sets. We did 3 heavy working sets. Now we're going to go to a little bit slower, control the tempo a little bit better, really focus on the squeeze and the hold. So we'll cut the weight probably about in half. And just not really shoot for a rep range, but kind of do what you can without killing yourself. So. Alright guys, so a little bit of advice for you. Don't be the motherfucker that does this shit and leaves their sweat all over the seat, because that shit's just nasty. Fucks with my workout because I gotta clean your shit up after you. Be a grown ass adult. Warm-up set here. Again, not going too crazy or anything, just kind of get used to the movement before I actually start incorporating the heavy working sets. This will be our first working set here. Again, worked down the stack, warmed up. I like to do these before I do dumbbell lateral raises, just kind of get the motion, my shoulders used to the motion, ready for the motion. I feel like by doing this before dumbbell laterals, it kind of probably makes me move weight a little bit better when I do get to the dumbbell, so I like doing this first.
So I guess we're doing a whole stack.
Try it. Keyword. If I can't do this shit right, I'll do what I can, and I'll drop the weight and knock out more until I hit my rep range goal. All right, so we are going to be doing some hammer strength shoulder press. Target the anterior delt mostly. I don't go too crazy on presses or interior delt because I do target that enough when I'm hitting chest, opposed to my upper chest. So here we'll probably keep it relatively light. Focus more on static holds, tempo, things of that sort, just so we are getting some stimulation. Again, we don't want a lacking body part, but I don't need to burn it out. So nothing too crazy, but still a little bit of work. I honestly kind of feel that way after that shit, the high rep. That didn't feel good. By the way, guys, so usually when I'm training with Chris. This is Chris. You want to say anything?
The tricep king?
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. And if you want to put the camera around,
I was just in the mirror.
We got Dennis over here, who is growing like a fucking weed right now. It's not fair, and that's probably why the shirt fits the way it fits. Alright, so we are on to our second rear delt movement. Gonna do some face pulls. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen different variations of the way to grip this. I was using the rope and using kind of a neutral grip. I don't necessarily think one way's better than the other. I just do which way I feel the most. So, like I said, this grip right here is what works the best for me. Alright guys, so again, intras is an extremely important part of my supplementation. Making sure I'm getting those in throughout. I don't like to drink a lot during my workout, especially fruited drinks, but this one's easy. It doesn't sit heavy in the stomach. I still do for the most part, sipping pretty slow, but it's gonna help with your endurance, your performance, and again, you know, it's gonna help create that muscle tissue for you. So I'll sip on this throughout and chug the rest right after. Alright, so for this set, since we already did our heavy working, we're going to cut the weight again. Probably about 90 or 70 pounds. Focus on the holds and the squeeze, and again, do as many as you can without compromising form or trying to hurt yourself. Alright guys, so next up, dumbbell lateral raises. Again, we'll work up to our working sets. Once we get our working sets, we'll probably try to hit as many sets there as possible. If we can, we've done 10 by 10s before. I don't know if that's what we'll do, but try to work on it. Small tip, when you're doing these, try to do a false grip. It really helps, especially with keeping your pinky up. So you don't want to be using your elbows or your arms to raise. You want to be using your delt, pulling with your shoulder versus just raising your hand. So. Alright, so this is our last set. We try to make it a little bit challenging. Keeping the weight the same, we're doing 10 reps. What I'm thinking we'll do is we'll hit 7, keep the dumbbells in your hands, rest for maybe 10 seconds, another 7, rest for 10 seconds, another 7. Always find ways to challenge it without making it too complex. Oh, stupid. So it's 10-second rest. I really mess you up. Oh shit. Oh.